What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. This your girl Queen Talks Crime, and I'm back with another video. Okay, so I was gonna go live tonight. I apologize, but Chris and Steve was on for about 2 hours. I didn't want to have a late live and try to break down the whole transcript that Don did with voice for all night. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to have a couple of parts, like 20-minute increments, and I can break the whole transcript down in like part 1, 2, 3, and 4. What in compare and contrast what Don said in voice interview versus what he's already previously said. So I'm gonna do that and break it off in 4 parts. And then tomorrow, while I'm at work, I'm going to be rewatching part 2 with Steve and Chris, because I was getting the kids bathed and fed dinner and everything, getting them in bed. So I was listening, catching a lot of things, but I got to rewatch it because I wasn't 100% focused. Okay, so yeah, that's what's coming up. I still got a Michael Vaughn video coming. It's just a lot coming at once. So bear with me. I'm going to keep y'all updated as much as I can with everything. But like I said, you got these 4 parts coming from the transcript from Don interview he did with voices. You got like 4 parts coming, 20-minute increments. And then you got part 2 breakdown with Chris and Steve. That's coming. And then you got Michael Joseph Vaughn. Okay. So I ain't got a lot of work to do. And plus, I take care of my home and kids and everything else. So just bear with your girl. I'm trying to upload and bring out everything as soon as I can. Okay? But anyway, I hope y'all had a great and productive day. Y'all already know your girl just got out the shower, ready for bed. So I wanted to just make this video for you guys and go ahead and get a head start on this transcript. So the transcript, shout out to Phoenix once again. Thank you, Boo, for doing this for me, because I didn't have to go back and watch it. You feel me? Thank you. I didn't want to. But thank you. So, this is going to... when I got the whole transcript together, it broke off into 41 pages. Okay? 41. That's why I said it's going to take 4 parts. Okay? So, basically 41 screenshots. Okay? That's it. So it's not as bad as 41 pages, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm going to do 8 right now. We're going to run through 8. And then I'm going to come back to you tomorrow. I might be bringing y'all 2 videos tomorrow because I'm trying to keep up with Steve and Chris. I won't get behind in that. So don't worry. I'm going to keep y'all. I'm going to label it part 1, part 2, part 3. So y'all can keep up, okay? Alright, so the first thing... So shout out to Phoenix for this. So what Don said to the YouTuber about the red truck. Okay? About the red truck. Don says there was 4-wheeler at the bottom of his driveway that morning, and a cop asked him to tow the guy back to the guy's red pickup truck that had some women who hadn't combed her hair for like 2 months. And this is where the red truck came from. Okay, so I'm going to have to try to digest this because this doesn't even make sense of what he's saying. Don says there was a 4-wheeler at the bottom of his driveway that morning. Okay, so that morning, before Summer went missing, I'm assuming. And a cop asked him to tow the guy back to the guy's red pickup truck. So whoever was on the 4-wheeler, a police officer came and asked you to... What? Asked you? Oh, and the cop asked him to tow the guy back to the guy's red pickup truck that had some women who hadn't combed her hair for like 2 months. Yeah, that just don't make no sense. So, pretty much, look. So, we pretty much digested the red pickup truck scenario. What did we say, you guys? Not that long ago, what? A week or 2 ago? But we've kind of been figuring out that police ain't saying much about this red truck. And they only put out like a smaller description. Okay. So we kind of figured that this came from Don and Candace. The information about the truck probably came from Don and Candace, right? So that's what we already kind of like put together. So we know that's possibly made up, okay? Um, I don't know how a cop would ask the guy that's on the bottom of your property, of your driveway, and have him ask the guy to tow him to a car. And then you're talking about girls that didn't have their hair combed for like 2 months. I know you're not talking about other women appearances because, I'm just going to be honest here. I don't see a lot of appearances being kept up to par on y'all's behalf either. So I don't know if you really want us to really feed into this red truck scenario. I'm kind of getting that drift from you. I think that's pretty much what you're trying to do. But I'm really personally, in my opinion, I don't believe the red truck or this four-wheeler situation. It just, maybe because it's on transcript, it don't make sense. Maybe if I did hear him, I could probably figure it out. But yeah, it don't make sense to me. So I'm just gonna like, it don't make sense. Okay. John said there was a four-wheeler at the bottom of his driveway that morning. Cop asked the dude to tow the guy. And the cop asked him. Okay, so the cop asked Don to tow the guy back to the guy's red truck. They had some women in it who hadn't combed their hair. I mean, why would the cop ask you to tow a guy that's on the bottom of your driveway that you are coming off like you don't know, a stranger, to that car? Like, no, they better call a tow truck. Why would you do that? I mean, that wasn't smart. But, yeah, that just doesn't sound believable to me. To each his own, but it doesn't sound believable to me. Let me go on to the next thing, because I done wasted 7 minutes on this truck this red truck that I feel like they made up. So it's really not even worth my minutes, okay? Okay, about the shed. He said he was at work, and that was what was making him mad, knowing that all these people are watching his show, and we let him come up under our house, and then he is going to do us like that. I just thought that was unprofessional. It really upset me. This is about the shed. What he said to the YouTuber. Okay, he said he was at work. Okay, so Don was at work. So we already assumed that Don didn't agree with Candace, that he didn't like too much of Candace doing that interview with Chris. So we already said that. We already suspected that. We already addressed it, okay? But to keep going, you mentioned that all these people watch his show. What does that have to do with anything? Don't we want the word to get out about Summer? Don't we want her brought home? Because that's what we're doing. We're, getting out there searching places. Especially when I get back on the road. My kids go visit their dad. I'm going back. So I hope that's what you plan on doing. Because I ain't seen y'all try to put up no flyers or nothing. I just don't know what y'all doing. But anyway. And what you mean, do y'all like it? He didn't bash y'all. He didn't badmouth y'all. He didn't drag y'all. He just analyzed what y'all said. So, I mean, at the end of the day, that's all he did. But you're taking it personal. And like, that's your friend. Or like he owed you something. The only thing he really is trying to do is help find your daughter. That's not your best friend. That's not your homie. That's somebody that's trying to help find your daughter. So he owes you nothing. And but all his help on Summer, because that's who we care about. So you making things about you again, always deflecting, making things about you and about your feelings. You're upset. It really upset me. Who cares? Like, who cares? What about Summer's feelings? She's not here. So, and yeah, it sounds harsh, you guys, but I'm so over, like, I mean, I just gotta keep honest with you. Who cares about people around Summer's feelings? Like, who cares about my feelings? I'm not missing. Nobody cares about nobody's feelings around this situation. The only feelings we need to be worried about is Summer Wells. Okay? Let's move on about why Chris is going after them. After him. I think, there's a lot of speculation and there's a lot of people talking to him, and it's unbelievable how Facebook, how it is. What? I think, there's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of people talking to him. Oh, they asked him, why is Chris going after him? Like, that was a weird question. But anyway, he said, I think, there's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of people talking to him, and it's unbelievable how Facebook, how it is. Well, no, I don't know how it is. Because I'm seeing Chris analyze cases all the time. And, I'm just saying, I don't see anything different than what he's been doing. But, I'm just being unbiased here. I don't see anything different. It's really unbiased. I don't see the difference. But, yeah, he stays in contact with law enforcement because he's an ex-law enforcement individual. So, of course, he's going to have, people that's in the law enforcement that he speaks to and keep in contact with. And the goal is to find your daughter. So he's going to use whatever resources he can to find her. So it doesn't matter who he's talking to. And that shouldn't matter to you, who he's talking to. And it's not what somebody's telling him. He's analyzing what you said, what you told him. So it doesn't matter what someone else told him. He's analyzing what you have told him. That's it. It's not what nobody else told Chris. Chris is not that type of guy that goes off of hearsay. He goes off of what you show him and what you say to him. That's it. Anyway, let's go on to the next. About being at work. This is about being at work. So Don says, I don't know exactly what they verified, but my boss redacted, he knows, and I also talked to, okay. So he said her name. And so when I say redacted, that's just the name of the, that I don't know. That's in the transcription, okay? So he says, I don't know exactly what they verified, but my boss, blank, he knows, and I also talked to blank, and he was there. I talked to him for 40 minutes after, that day too. But trying to remember that I think I talked to Richard about 30 minutes before I got the phone call. And then I had to load my tools up and head to the house as fast as I could. So yeah, I think they can. I was driving the Subaru that day, so I think they can tell by that too because it was branded Subaru. I don't know. Right here, I see him setting up an alibi. And he already knows the law enforcement probably already checked that truck for where it's been, how many miles, and probably searched everywhere the truck has been, right? We pretty much already know that. And he knows that too. That's why I said all his interviews are tainted because he's watching everything. And he's putting answers together before he's even doing these interviews, okay? But yeah, that's new about him giving all this detail about his job. And that's because he's heard a lot of people not believe him about being at work. Because I personally don't believe that he was at work. It's a 50-50 with me. I don't know if he was at work. He could have worked that day and left early. We don't know. Okay? I'm waiting on law enforcement to come verify. Their stories have changed and things they've said and details and too many inconsistencies for me. I cannot 100% put a stamp on anything that they're saying. And that goes for Candace, Don, Hunter, Allie, everybody. Okay? Anyway, but I see him giving us alibi. He getting his tools. I mean, he can remember every detail on this, but he can't remember simple detail about what time did he make it to the house or, what time would you leave to go to work. He can't remember those details. He can't remember if he checked the shed. Because if you listen to the phone conversation, no, I didn't check the shed. Then I think I did. I know I checked it. I don't remember when I checked it. But he gives all this detail because he had time to listen, verify, break things down. Probably wrote things down on how he was going to answer this. Planned. So he can give all these details for this about being at work. But before, you couldn't give us all those details. And you couldn't give us details about that day. I just think that's kind of weird, right? All right, let's move on. Okay, so about 5:30. So, well, that's, I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember exactly, but until TBI reminded me that it was 6:30 when we called, because that's what 911 said. It was 6:30 exactly. And also, my wife looked on her messenger. I was able to verify that too, around the time that she called 911 was 6:30. So, yeah, I don't know why I was thinking 5:30. I guess I was just wrong or not. Yeah, you was wrong. But, I mean, if you're going through a trauma, some things, I mean, it's not gonna, like, I don't know. You might forget some things, okay? Um, but I mean, we are 2 months in. You saw the 911 dispatch. I mean, you know all of this, so how would you still say 5:30? I'm just confusing that because it's been out for a long time. Your dispatch information. So, yeah. And I want to ask Chris this. Chris, what do you think about Don's dispatch call and Candace's? Because they're different. Candace said she was picking flowers with Summer and her mom. Well, her mom and Summer. And then Summer went inside. You know that story. And then she went back and checked. Summer went in with the boys. She went back and checked 2 to 5 minutes later. Summer was gone. Don says Candace left, went for a while, came back, Summer was gone. So I would like to know Chris and Steve's opinion on that. Cause I ain't forget nothing. Anyway, let's keep going. Let me see. I'm at like 16 minutes. Okay. Yeah, so I just think it's kind of funny that, he's making a big deal about 5:30. I think he wants to make it that he was there, that he beat the police there. Like, he's really trying to put everything in perspective. He's really trying to put his alibi in perspective. He's trying to put everything, his whole master plan, which really is showing guilt of something. So, I mean, why would you take all that time into doing all of this? Like, why? Let me see. Okay, so let's keep going. I just don't get it unless you have something to hide or you want us to know. But I do believe there's a lot we don't know that happened that day and other things that's happened and that could fill in those gaps, by the way. Okay? About the knee. Yeah, that's not a problem at all. Candace wanted me home, so she made up the story that she had moved a guy in, and she didn't say anything about her or anything else. She just let me speculate that she moved, and of course, I flew across the country as fast as my little truck could take me, and I got there. And the first day, everything, so, the second day we decided to see, he's leaving things out, but whatever. So, the second day we decided to have a few drinks, and stuff. No, I don't know what's doing stuff. Started to get heated, and Jose, his wife had messed around on him, and I guess he was kind of taking it out on me. You always try to lay out reasons why people do things. Like, you really be cooking your stories. Like, just say what he did. We don't need to know. Like, I mean, I get it that you're trying to really explain it because you probably explained it a million times, which is why I say this is so tainted. But anyway. But you trying to explain his behavior of why he did something to you and why you responded the way you did. Like, you're really trying to fix this up. But at the end of the day, I mean, of course, you're Candace's husband. He's a guy in the house. Of course, there's going to be some type of conflict between you and him. No, women shouldn't have been hurt up in there. That's the problem I have. I get it. You come home, you a man, you're married, your wife has a man in the house. Day one, it shouldn't have been cool. You was like cool that day one. So you already was cool with it. So whatever y'all did with day two with the drinking and whatever y'all was doing, that's what got things heated and out of crazy and shit. But anyway, He goes and say, I guess he was kind of taking out on me with questions and stuff or whatever. I told him me and Candace had our problems and we worked through that and worked it out. And, but she thought I was in Utah. I was at a party. I told her on the phone, I'm at a party. I need up. We're getting to maybe get something to eat. And my son, we've got to get going. We've got to get home and get in the bed because I had to go all the way to Park City the next day. But when she heard I'm at a party and I don't know and I don't want to talk to you, so bye, it's kind of the way she took it. But that wasn't the case at all. So is that why you're saying that she had a dude in the house because she thought you was partying and maybe cheating on her or something? So she tried to get back at you with Jose? Is that what you thought? Yeah. So it seems like, y'all was kind of going tit for tat. She was trying to make you mad. You was trying to make her mad. You didn't explain, so she thinks the worst. And there you go, because y'all had some type of infidelity situation in y'all marriage in the past. But all of this has shit to do with Summer, so I really don't understand why we're even discussing this long incident of your physical nature and your charges from last year. I don't know why. But anyway, let me keep going. Yeah, he said he didn't want to talk to her. She said bye. He said the kind of way she took it, but that wasn't the case at all. I wasn't doing anything but getting some food and going home to sleep, so I go to work. But that's not the way she took it. Keep saying that over and over again. So that was miscommunication right there, and we didn't know that. But so anyway, let me get back to the story. Thank you. But so me and Jose is getting into it. He's calling me names and stuff, but every time he'd call me a name or something about me, Candace would push me, so this went on for a while. Candace pushing me, said something and she pushed me, and I tried to push her out the way. So basically, she pushed you, and that's why you keep saying she kept pushing you, because you want us to see, to understand why you pushed her. So if somebody keep pushing you, because that's what you want us to believe, because we don't know, we wasn't there, but you keep saying push in this transcript, in your interview you did with Voices, to make it okay for you putting your hands on her, whether it was a push, a knockdown, whatever, a push. It still wasn't okay. It don't matter how many times she pushed you. Don't matter. It's not okay. So I see you doing all that to make it seem like, well, that's why I did it. You always try to make excuses and things like that. I noticed that a lot. And that's just all I see. And it's just a lot of mumbo jumbo. Not enough about Summer, but like I said, we're just getting started with this transcript with Voices and Dawn. So maybe we'll get down to Summer tomorrow. I don't know. 23 minutes. Alright. I was going to hit Jose with my glass. Last minute I decided not to, but I guess when I pushed her, she went down, scraped her knee a little bit, so she went, straight away because, her feelings are hurt. Well, she's probably had a hurt knee that she scraped. That's probably why she went away, because her knee was hurting. Not that her feelings was hurt. Her knee was probably hurting. But I'm glad we got to verify, because that was a question. Who did you push? Who got the hurt knee? Finally, we got that it was Candace that had a scraped knee. So Grandma didn't get hurt in that altercation. So thank you for finally, weeks later, clarifying that. But thank you. So Candace called the cops. Then Jose told the police that I chipped his tooth, and on and on. And then they told him about the powder gun I had in my glove box. I keep that gun in there for safety of my kids. Just now I thought that was important because I knew it was something more dangerous around my house, but I had no idea how dangerous it was. But anyway, she went to the judge. She was crying in the courtroom, so the judge called her in his chambers, and she told the judge she made a huge mistake. She just wants me out. And so the judge let me out. He ROR me, actually, with gun charges, and I thought that I was facing some serious charges, but he ROR. And they worked it out and everything. He said they put out to misdemeanor charge. Kenneth worked everything out, and we got to talk back to what I was. It was what we had communication. We didn't think she thought I was partying. No, I was just trying to get ready to go. I was at my sister's party, but I wasn't partying, so it was a misunderstanding, but we worked it out and we forgive each other, and that was that, pretty much. Oh my freaking God. That was 8 screenshots right there I read, you guys, and I pretty much I'm at 25 minutes, so at the end of the day, we have like 30 something more, so maybe that'll get more, that'll explain more and more about Summer, but he is more detailed. I can see already he's giving more details because his interview is tainted. He has time to think and already talk to people and know what people want to know and want to hear. So he's had time to script what he has to say. And that's what I see so far in these first 8 screenshots of Don's interview with Voices. I see scriptation. Yeah. And just, he's still trying to put things in perspective and in order. And you really just don't need to do that. You don't need to put things in perspective and in order. But that's what he's trying to do, because the truth doesn't need that. The truth remains the same. Does not change. It remains the same. It's constant. Okay? But anyway, I'll see y'all tomorrow with part 2 for the breakdown of Don's interview with Voices. I love you guys. See y'all tomorrow.